Everyone, Alpha Eagle here again. Welcome back to my channel. I pray you're all doing well, and may God bless you all. Before we begin, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. In this video, I'll be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of things that happened recently. Now, first I wanted to talk about Stranger Things. Now, I myself personally have never seen the show, but I've heard a lot about it. And it ended recently, and the ending seems to have caused a lot of controversy. One of the main characters came out as gay. And viewers of mine know that I'm a Christian, and according to my religion, homosexuality is a sin. So right off the bat, I don't like this since it's promoting sin. Now, that's bad enough, but what makes Stranger Things worse is that it's pushing homosexuality onto children. The show is rated TV-14, meaning that the TV rating system says that this show is appropriate for underage children. Also, the characters and some of the actors are also underage. And in this season, there was a weird scene in which the main villain, Vecna, inserts his tentacles into underage children. And even Screen Junkies called out this scene for being very creepy.
And Vecna, a Groot who sticks his root into a bunch of kids' mouths. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Ugh, that doesn't look right either.
The character who came out, Will Byers, is supposed to be about 16 or 17, so the people who made this show are sexualizing an underage character. And apparently the character of Will being gay was an important part in defeating the main villain, Vecna. And what are they saying by this? Are they saying that you have to be gay to be a hero? That sin is actually a good thing and avoiding sin is somehow bad? And what does Vecna represent? Is he supposed to represent the Christian religion that says that homosexuality is a sin? And that the Christian religion is actually evil and the ones that must be defeated? I mean, knowing Hollywood, any of these interpretations can be valid since they have came out as anti-Christian before. Now, what's worse is the things that were happening behind the scenes. The actor who played the gay character Will, Noah Schnapp, has claimed that finding out that his character was gay made it easier for him to also come out as gay in real life. Now, keep in mind that Noah Schnapp was only 12 years old when the show premiered, so it seems that, allegedly, the people working on the show and the people around him pressured Noah Schnapp to come out as gay. Now, I might be totally wrong, but it seems like this kid was groomed. Now, I won't be surprised to find out that this kid was probably molested. Now, this is nothing new in Hollywood. We hear all the time about former child actors who are molested by predators who hold high positions in Hollywood. We've heard horror stories from child actors like Corey Feldman, Drew Barrymore, and several others. In other terrible news from Stranger Things, the actor David Harbour got divorced from his wife after cheating on her, claiming that they were in an open marriage. Now, a lot of sin going on in that story. Now, these so-called open marriages never work. This just is another story in a long line of evidence proving how degenerate these people working in Hollywood really are. Now, just remember that David Harbour is the actor who incited violence against Trump supporters.
Punch some people in the face!
In another story related to Stranger Things, there are rumors that actress Millie Bobby Brown has had plastic surgery, and she is only 21 years old. Now, keep in mind that these are only rumors, and they may not be true. But if they are true, it just shows how sick these people in Hollywood are that they will pressure even 21-year-old girls to look perfect. Now, we've seen this recently with how unhealthy Ariana Grande looks lately. To move on from the evil that Hollywood does to the good that real journalists like Nick Shirley are doing. Now, for those of you who don't know, Nick Shirley is the independent journalist who has shined a light on the fraud that the Democrats and the Somalians are doing in Minnesota, as well as the rest of the country. Now, we'll be reacting to a bit of his video, and I'll put a link to his video in the description. Now, let's begin.
Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia, like the Al-Shabaab, and others enrich themselves all at the US taxpayers' expense. And in this video we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked.
Actually, no, I'm not shocked at this at all. This kind of fraud has been happening for decades in this country, but it's nice to see that somebody is actually doing something about it. But the new twist with this fraud is that the Democratic Party is using Somalians as their pawns in the game of fraud and political power. The Democrat politicians import these Somalians to not only commit fraud, but to also increase their political power by creating a Democrat voting bloc. For a while now, Democrats have had a lot of power in Minnesota, but recently their power has been diminishing. So they import Somalians and promise them welfare and other government benefits in exchange for their votes and kickbacks from their fraud. Allegedly, of course. The Democrats use the Somalians as human shields and call you racist, Islamophobic, or xenophobic if you dare to criticize them. Now, luckily, these false accusations of racism isn't working anymore. Now, let's continue. The establishment that Nick Shirley went to had its windows blacked out and nobody answered the door. Now, left-wing people who are running cover for these fraudsters claim that it's normal for daycare centers to have blacked out windows. Now, that's a lie. That's not normal at all. They also claim that he didn't visit them during working hours, and that's another lie. This specific establishment hours are written on the building, and they say that they are open from 7 a.m. till 10 p.m., and Nick Shirley was there between those hours. Shirley then talks about the Minnesota flag that was recently changed. Nick Shirley points out that it's very similar to the Somali flag.
To go to the next location, I want to show you something super interesting about the flags of Minnesota. And here in Minnesota, if you take a look at the Minnesota state flag, they recently changed it, and it very much so resembles the flag of Somalia.
Now, one reason Minnesota politicians claim that this change was made is because that they say it's, quote, problematic, because it shows an American Indian on horseback while a white settler farms the land. So how is this problematic? I don't see anything wrong with it. It seems that any depiction of American Indians, positive or negative, is problematic to them. Now, frankly, it seems that this was done to appease non-white people. Their hatred of white people is shown in this next clip, where a Somali woman claims that she is scared of Nick Shirley because of his race.
Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah, no.
But
no.
You said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist.
The left will never call out this blatant anti-white racism. This next clip shows Nick Shirley going to another fraudulent Somali-owned daycare that can't even spell learning correctly.
This is Quality Learning Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up!
said they spelt learning wrong.
Here. Don't open up!
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up! We have ice!
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up!
and getting $4 million
Don't
over the
open up! It's ice!
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away!
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away!
Are you in favor of that?
Go away!
You know where
You're
the-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you!
Are you in favor of $1.9
Shame
million
on you. It's
going
ice.
illegally,
Don't open up!
fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up!
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up! It's ice!
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children right here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare
Minnesota
center.
says 99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud.
Notice how this liberal woman defends these criminals. She knows they are criminals. That's why she tells them to not open their doors. The left are constantly defending crime because, well, they're evil. This next clip shows how corrupt Minnesota has become as the police take the side of the criminals.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took down our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that, gentlemen matching your description, we're in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers, everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay.
So he's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
No, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from now multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
as we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left.
And again, it's a liberal woman who hates white people and hates America so much that she defends criminals simply because they are Somalians. She doesn't want Somalians to be held accountable for their crimes. Again, the left love crime because they are evil. In the next clip, Nick Shirley explains why it's not racist to want criminals to be punished.
People deserve to know where their taxes are going. If these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million and there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that is not make you racist, Islamophobic. This is just the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If there's a bunch of white people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue. This is just fraud at unprecedented levels here inside Minnesota.
It's actually more racist to hold racial minorities to such a low standard, to think that they are so subhuman that they can't help but commit crimes and shouldn't be held accountable for their crimes. This clip shows that David's life was threatened several times for exposing this fraud done by Somalians.
Simple question, where are the children at? David, they won't even answer. We asked him, plain and simple, where are the children? Do children come here?
This is why I've had my life. I've been attacked twice. Once with a knife, and the other time I was jumped last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for asking questions about what was going on. And they're very, very violent people. They do not like this fraud to be exposed.
The next clip shows Nick Shirley confronting a Minnesota Democrat politician.
Yes, but he has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
Sir, I don't know who
crosses?
you are.
My name is Nick Shirley. Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat, or just facts that fraud is happening?
I think the fact that
Because because that's what I heard you talking about. That
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking
we want
about
to we want to build trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is not.
sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
Excuse me?
Yes. Are you?
If you're going to talk to me like
are
that.
you the state? I'm a disability advocate.
I heard you, and
get
you got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
Thank you for testifying today.
No.
Ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath?
I think
the
if you've
government
been
here.
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republicans. I think what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have is fraud. Private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well, you saw what happened there?
The state of Minnesota that we live in, and these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die? How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
All other Democrat politicians, she blames Trump instead of taking responsibility for herself. And notice, what is the race of the guy here who is also confronting the Democrat politician? He's of course black. And even he doesn't like the fraud that the Somalians are committing. So the idea that the reason that Nick Shirley is exposing the fraud because he's racist is absurd. Somalian is not even a race. So calling Nick a racist isn't even grammatically correct anyways. And second, all races are victims of these Somali fraudsters. The Dem politicians favor these Somalians over the native population. That includes native-born Americans of all races, black, white, or whatever. The tax money is supposed to go to actual citizens who actually need assistance, not these Somalians. This black man is an advocate for real people with real disabilities, not these Somali fraudsters. Some may say, well, not all these Somalians are fraudsters. Well, 99% of all Somalians are Muslim. And Muslim, according to their own religion, are allowed to lie to non-Muslims. And fraud is lying. So, their own religion commands them to fraud non-Muslims. And nearly 90% of all Somalians in Minnesota are on welfare. So, in other words, while not all Somalians are fraudsters, the vast majority of them are not contributing to America. And the very small amount of them that are actually working are taking away jobs from native-born Americans. Ask the question, why are they even here? Somalia is approximately over 8,000 miles away from the United States. The flight time is around 17 to 20 hours, depending on the route. So you're telling me that in recent years, hundreds of thousands of Somalians who are very poor paid for plane tickets to fly 20 hours to the U.S. because they really want to be American citizens? They chose to come to a country whose language they don't speak, where they would be the minority, and they don't share the same religion. Because they love the United States so much? I don't think so. Wouldn't they be more comfortable in a country that's closer to their home country? Wouldn't they be more comfortable in a country where they are the majority? Wouldn't they be more comfortable in a Muslim country since they are Muslims? Somalians are actually refugees. Wouldn't they fit better in a country where the people share their ethnicity, religion, language, and way of life? There are several other African nations that can take them in. There are several other Muslim nations that can take them in. Isn't that the point of the refugee program, is that the refugees eventually go home? So why are they even still here? And why specifically are they in America and not one of these other countries? Why? The Dems need votes, and they are losing votes from native-born Americans, so they need to import voters to replace us all. The Dems specifically hate white Americans, and they need to replace us to win elections.
Our Muslim communities, but African communities, Asian communities, Hispanic communities, and the wave still continues. It's not going to stop, nor should we want it to stop. So there's a second thing in that black box, an unrelenting stream of immigration, non-stop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America, from then and on, will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
Very blatant effort to basically send a message, most exemplified by Vance and Musk and others, that, you know, what we really need from you women are more children. Return to, you know, producing a lot of children, which is sort of odd because the people who produce the most children in our country are immigrants, and they want to deport them. So none of this adds up, but because we actually had a replenishment, because we had a lot of immigrants, legally and undocumented, who had a, you know, larger than normal, by American standards, family. So,
anyway, that's about it for this video. I'm Alpha Eagle. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. God bless you for watching. God bless America. And I pray that America can deport all these fraudsters and America's demographics will return to normal.